Hello everyone, we're going to take a look at exercise 51 from after theory B from chapter 7.4, okay? Hey, what we're going to do is we're going to solve this quadratic equation, but maybe you found out that this is a bit harder than what we were used to in exercise, for example, 49. Why? Well, in exercise 49, we started out with a product already. We had something times something equals 0. To use the product is 0 rule, we must have something that's equal to 0. Well, we have that right here. But this is not a product. This is not something multiplied by something. Luckily, right, remember chapter 7.2 and 7.3, we were practicing with something that can help us rewrite things into a product. We learned the product sum methods and we learned putting the common factor in front of the brackets. Here you have to make a choice which method you're going to use. And later on in 7.5 I will give you an overview of how you can see that quickly. For now, let's say you want to do putting the common factor in front of the brackets. Well, you will find that there are no common factors which are in all three of those terms right here. There aren't. So you will get stuck pretty quickly. So instead, I think the only choice that we can make is trying to take a look at the product sum method. What are we trying to find? We're trying to find two numbers which are multiplied 12 and added up are going to be 7. Remember, then we write it down like this. And if we can write it in a form like this, then we have something times something is 0, and then I can use my product is 0 rule again. So which numbers are added 7 and multiplied 12? If you find this difficult, right, I will remember how you could do that one final time. Let's not do it in blue. Let's do it in black. You could, if you want to, make a table like this, right? And then you said, well, we have 12 here, so I'm searching for numbers of which the product is 12, and then we write down the sum in this column right here. Do that if you want to, if you still find it difficult to find those numbers. In the end, hopefully for most cases you are able to do this mentally. I think the only possibility here is going to be this one, because 3 times 4 is 12 and 3 plus 4 is 7. And I want this to happen because now I have something times something equals 0. A times B is 0, which gives me either the first thing is 0 or the second thing is 0. And now I will write down one more time. If you use the method that we've learned in chapter 3, if I do something on the left hand side, I should also do it on the right hand side, right? So this will give me x is minus 3 or x is minus 4. And that's your final answer, right? Because we're searching for x. The answers that x can, what x can be is going to be your answer. That's what solving is. Okay? And sometimes you have different letters. Let's take a look at b. Yeah, if we're going to use a squared minus a minus 12. Again, there are no common factors in all three terms. So I have to rewrite it to this, with this time an a being here instead of an x, right? Which number doesn't really matter, but please copy the same number in the rest of your exercise, in the elaborations. So which numbers, if we're going to add them, are minus 1. Remember, if there's nothing here, you can just take a look at it like this, right? Oh. So I would do it like this, and then you could say minus 1, and multiplied are going to be minus 12. Try this. I think if you take some time for this, or maybe you already see it in one go. This has to be -4 and +3. Which means that in this case I get a -4 equals 0, this first thing, or a +3 equals 0. So you could say a equals 4 or a equals -3. Do you see why this is true, this last step? Here I've added +4 to the left hand side, but also +4 to the right hand side. And here I did -3 to the left hand side. So I must do that to the right as well. I want to show you one more. I'm going to show you e, which is going to be 3x squared minus x equals 0. Here I cannot use the product sum method because I don't have a number here, right? So I cannot use it. It's not accessible to us. Luckily, if you take a look at it like this, you do have some common factors here. This is what we did in paragraph 2, right? And then we said, well, if I'm going to have things that have the same letters and numbers in them, and that is the case here, then those numbers or letters I can rewrite in front of my brackets. So here, x in front, I'm left with 3x. Here, if nothing was left, we could say, well, there's still at 1 times, right? So now I can fill in -1 here. I have to. Otherwise, this place would be empty, and that would not suffice. Okay? And now, this first thing is going to be 0, so we get x equals 0. Or, the second thing is going to be 0. 3x minus 1 is 0. This one is easy. This is already an answer. X could be 0 apparently. Or, here, +1 on the left hand side and +1 to the right hand side gives us 3x is 1. Am I done yet? No, because I want to know what x could be, not what 3x could be. And I've taught you guys that if you are left with this and I want to get rid of something in front of the x, I divide by what's in front of x, right? So here I would do it like this, which is going to give me x is 1/3. Or x is 1. Or 0, this one, right? So that's how you're going to practice those exercises. Take a look, do I have to use the product sum methods, or do I have to use the common factor in front of the brackets methods? A whole mouthful, right? Practice those, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask them during the Microsoft Teams lesson. Good luck!